bring you the lunch edition of MBC News with me, Romeo Omari. Coming up in the bulletin. President Mutharika appoints George Partridge as the governor of the Reserve Bank of Malawi. Donors and development partners commit their support towards the 2026-2027 national budget. And the recent World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland, concludes with a call for public-private collaboration to address global challenges. In our first story, President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has appointed George Partridge as the governor of the Reserve Bank of Malawi. He replaces former Governor MacDonald Mafutamware. Until the new appointment, Partridge was the Minister of Trade and Industrialization. Professor Mutharika has also appointed Sheikh Ismail Afiki Mtiko as Deputy Presidential Advisor for Political Affairs. The appointments are with immediate effect. President Mutharika has directed the Department of Public Sector Reforms Management to be placed under the Office of the President and Cabinet with immediate effect. A statement from the Chief Secretary, Justin Saidi, says the relocation is aimed at streamlining decision-making processes within the OPC by consolidating the department's functions to centrally coordinate reforms across ministries, departments, and agencies. According to the statement, the move is also expected to enhance the political accountability of the presidency to the public on matters of public sector reforms. It says government remains committed to improving public service delivery through effective reforms in line with the Malawi Vision 2063 development agenda. Donors and development partners have committed their support towards Malawi's 2026-2027 national budget, citing confidence in government's economic recovery measures. The assurance was made during a ministerial interface on 2026-2027 pre-budget consultations, which were held at the Bingu International Convention Center in Lilongwe. Donors have since pledged support for Malawi's 2026-2027 national budget. Charles Wahara reports.
The interface meeting provided a platform for the Ministry of Finance to engage international partners and share perspectives on priorities and policy direction for the 2026-2027 national budget. In an interview with MBC at the end of the meeting, Minister of Finance, Economic Planning and Decentralization, Joseph Mwanamveka, said the development partners are impressed with the measures government has put in place to ensure strong economic recovery. Mwanamveka noted that it is encouraging that development partners are impressed with the recovery measures.
Today, we had an opportunity to meet the donor community, our cooperating partners, to solicit their views or inputs on the 2026-2027 budget. To us, it is very important because the donor community is also one of our strategic partners in the implementation of the budget. So today, I'm glad to report that we had a very good meeting with the donor community. All the donors have committed to support the Malawi government, and also they support the reforms that government is undertaking. For the specific issues, we'll be meeting them, we'll be discussing with the donors, and we are quite hopeful that the donor community will support us so that we have a very strategic and successful budget of 2026-2027.
German Ambassador to Malawi, Ut Koenig, commended government for implementing various economic reforms aimed at supporting economic recovery. Koenig mentioned that as donors, they will continue to engage government on matters relating to support across various budget lines.
The Minister of Finance has been undertaking within the country. So we thanked him a lot for the invitation. We were talking about bilateral commitments we have already made. We were also applauding the government for the steps the minister has already taken in the first month of his tenure of office. And we encouraged him to steer the course. And we hope that there will be future engagement with the IMF and the World Bank.
The Ministry of Finance has been conducting series of interface meetings to solicit views and input from key stakeholders, including development partners, as part of efforts to ensure that 2026-2027 national budget is inclusive, responsive, and aligned with Malawi's economic recovery and development priorities. Charles Wahara, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Ministry of Information, Communications and Technology says it will help Airtel Malawi address mobile network connectivity challenges that are negatively affecting the quality of services provided to customers. The line minister, Shadrack Namalomba, made the remarks in Lilongwe after a surprise visit to Airtel offices in the district following concerns from the general public about interrupted mobile network services. Speaking after the visit, the minister assured Airtel Malawi officials of government assistance to support the current infrastructure as the company continues to explore ways to optimize the system.
I'm walking out of here with the assurance that within the next reasonable period of time, they mentioned about things that they can do in 1 month, things that they can do in 2 months, in 3 months, in 6 months, in 1 year. And these things for them to do, to optimize the system, will require forex in the range of 65 million, which they are struggling to access, and have taken the initiative to talk to the Minister of Finance to prioritize. Because if we don't prioritize this industry, we are going to continue to experience the problems that we are experiencing of network downtime and so forth. But also they mentioned about a new initiative that they want to pursue and is subject to Makara to approve, that is to use Starlink. I'm also have taken it upon myself to actually talk to the Director General in Makara to speed up the process of approvals. We needed it as soon as possible, and so that we can take advantage of the rollout of the Starlink service worldwide.
In his remarks, Airtel Malawi Acting Managing Director Abdul Sheikh described the minister's visit as timely, while acknowledging the mobile network interruptions affecting Airtel customers. He said fiber cuts are among the reasons leading to such interruptions.
These sort of the visits will keep us alert and will ensure it across to provide the best to the services, which we are already doing, and it's a platform for us to explain to the government, to explain to the ministry what are the steps as an organization that we have been working to improve the network experiences and the challenges that we have been facing it across. It's a platform to raise to the minister and communicate our challenges so that they can help us to improve the customer experiences.
People in Jisula village in Nkhani district have expressed relief following the installation of a borehole in the area. The 500 households in the rural community under Traditional Authority Kalumo have finally got a reliable source of clean water, ending years of relying on rainwater, harvesting and trekking long distances to access water from unsafe streams. Meklina Jirwa has compiled this report.
For as long as anyone can remember, Jisula village in Nkhani has been without a reliable source of clean water. But that's all changed with the installation of a borehole by WaterAid Malawi in 2025. Chisomo Msasamula 30, a resident of the village, said previously the village depended on rainwater, but now things are in order.
We used to rely on dead streams for water, and honestly, it was a real struggle. We would even fight over it sometimes. But thanks to the new borehole, things are better now.
Group village headman Chisula echoes Msasamula's sentiments, saying the main focus now is on improving sanitation and hygiene.
Now it's all about sanitation and hygiene. It's awesome to see toilets popping up in the village.
Laston Zungu is WaterAid Malawi's programs officer and had this to say.
Safe and clean water is within their reach, and they no longer have to go through the struggle of accessing water or fetching water from distant and clean sources. This, we expect that this is also contribute to the decline in the occurrence of waterborne diseases.
The borehole is expected to bring significant improvements to the health and well-being of the villagers, who can now access clean water just a stone's throw away. Meglina Chirwa, MBC News, Mzuzu.
There are high prospects for improved education outcomes at Kangankunde Primary School in Balaka District. The development follows the launch of Early Learning Project, a program implemented jointly by Lindian Resources Limited, which is aimed at providing teaching and learning materials, among others. From Balaka, Helen Luayo reports.
There was excitement and celebration at Kangankunde Primary School in Balaka District as Lindian Mining Company officially launched its early learning project, a move expected to improve access to quality education for children in the area. Speaking during the launch, Minister of Education Honorable Bright Nsaka SC praised Lindian Mining Company for complementing government efforts in the education sector. He said the modern facilities being constructed at the school demonstrate a strong commitment to ensuring that every child learns in a safe and supportive environment.
This is the kind of investment that a company that is serious-minded and is thinking of corporate social responsibility should do. This is a very good example of what needs to be done. This is different from the mango tree companies that come to invest here, or briefcase companies that come to invest here, and they think their only corporate social responsibility is to put money in the pocket of one individual. No, this is the investment to the community that we expect. I want to say thank you very much to Lindian for this quality school that they have given us.
Lindian Mining Company Board Chairperson Rob Martins said the project is part of the company's corporate social responsibility. He explained that the company is constructing a high-standard primary school at Kangankunde to ensure children in the area have access to quality education, adding that the company also hopes to construct a secondary school in the future.
For the local community, we're actually going to put aside 0.5% of our profit annually that goes directly to the community. So they will then work on a committee to split that up into the community, which could be millions of dollars. So, you know, we're not obliged to do that under our mining licence, but we will certainly do it. Community's everything. We're in your community operating a mine, and there needs to be benefits for everybody.
Learners at the school have welcomed the development. One of the beneficiaries, Standard 8 learner Chifundo Banda, thanked Lindian Mining Company for the new infrastructure and promised that learners would take good care of the facilities so that future pupils can also benefit. The early learning project at Kangankunde Primary School includes the construction of an early childhood development block, 4 classroom blocks, a netball court, and a borehole. This is Helen Luayo, MBC Balaka.
This is MBC News. A reminder of our top stories. President Mutharika appoints George Partridge as the governor of the Reserve Bank of Malawi. Donors and development partners commit their support towards the 2026-2027 national budget. And the recent World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland, concludes with a call for public-private collaboration to address global challenges. Moving on, representatives of the Malawi Against Physical Disabilities, MAP, have appealed for additional funding from the government to ensure smooth running of operations this year. General Manager for MAP, Mike Nyirenda, confirmed this to journalists when the Minister of Gender, Disability and Social Welfare, Mary Navicha, toured the Kachere Rehabilitation Center in Blantyre City on Friday. Charles Chindongo has more details in this report. General Manager at MAP, Mike Nyirenda, told journalists in Blantyre that the institution received an allocation of 760 million kwacha from the Treasury, which she said is not enough to smoothly run their operations. Hence, the request for an additional 740 million kwacha. Nyirenda was speaking in Blantyre when the Minister of Gender, Disability and Social Welfare, Mary Navicha, toured the Kachere Rehabilitation Center in the city.
Yes, so currently we are getting around a budget of 760 million, but initially proposed 1.5 billion. So that has affected our operations. As you can see, that the gap is just too huge.
The Minister of Disability and Social Welfare, Mary Navicha, has since assured authorities in Blantyre that her ministry will lobby for additional support from the Treasury.
I'm committing myself to give them all the support, as the President is also committed, and he has assured us that these institutions should get enough funds, these institutions should get enough support.
Among others, MAP offers free medical rehabilitation services to persons with disabilities in Malawi through physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and the provision of assistive devices. The Malawi Electoral Commission, MEC, has advised Malawians participating in the by-election in 5 constituencies and 9 wards in the country to follow election rules and regulations to ensure a smooth voting process. MEC's Commissioner Emmanuel Fabiano says it is imperative that people follow the rules from registration to the day of voting, which is the 17th of March. He said this at Chigumukire Teachers Development Center in Blantyre West as part of preparations for the by-election.
Everybody who is a leader in this area, in this constituency, understands the need for them to take part in the by-elections. Taking part includes the actual voting, but before we come to the voting, there are messages, there is information which people must take with them. Religious leaders will preach the information, will give out the information at their prayer houses. The chiefs to conduct meetings, they should share that information with their subjects. And all other leaders that have got the opportunity and the capacity to share the information, they should share information so that nobody should say that they never heard. So this is to make sure that everybody is up to date on the activities of the elections that will be taking place on the 17th of March, and they can take part by sharing that information with other people. As far as I can gather, there is nobody who has changed. We know that the by-election is taking place because one of the candidates died. And according to the law, electoral laws, we had to conduct a by-election. People were simply asking whether individuals can change their position in terms of from being independent to joining a party, or from joining one party to another party. They were just questions. Nobody has changed so far. So we're explaining to them that according to the law, everybody who submitted their nomination documents to the Malawi Electoral Commission should stick with those submissions. They cannot say, I submitted my papers as an independent, but now I want to stand under a party. That's not allowed. If someone stood for a party, one party, they cannot say, I'm changing from one party to another party. That's not allowed, because we are simply implementing what stopped on the way.
Senior Group Village Kuntaja has since called on his subject to maintain peace and ensure they elect a candidate that will be able to spur development in the area.
The meeting is an eye-opener to us as community leaders. People need to understand the electoral process, and we as community leaders have a duty towards our people by ensuring that the outcome of the election here in Blantyre West should really reflect the will of the people.
In arts and entertainment news, Malawi's food franchise KIPS has purchased the latest album gospel of rapper Black Flame, real name Blessings Masinga, at 5 million kwacha. Announcing the development in Blantyre, brand ambassador for the eatery, Pemperon Pande, said the company has purchased the album Blood Money to push Malawi art to greater heights. Black Flame has since pledged to use the funds to, among others, promote the album.
A very talented young man. He has done an album called Blood Money. It's a gospel album, and there's a song that is also trending, a song that is doing well. Many other people, including Prophet Bushiro, supported him, and we believe that when you invest in talent like that, it can grow, and when it grows, it can impact many people. So we want to work with all kinds of artists at all levels, and we think is the right fit. We think it's the best fit, and we don't think that our support was in ends here. We hope that this is going to be a beginning of a partnership between him and us. Maybe it's going to do a theme song for us at some point. We would love that.
This is an investment. This 5 million has come to me as a surprise. It is something that I need to sit down and see how I can put it into my strategy. I already had a strategy that we are supposed to do a tour, Patron Madzi tour. So I think I'll come on media to shed more light on that when everything is done. But it is something that is going to help a lot. I've got a number of kids and other students that I'm also supporting.
In other news, the World Economic Forum has concluded in Davos, Switzerland, with a call for world leaders to emphasize on dialogue and public-private collaboration to address pressing global challenges, geopolitical tensions, trade disputes, and technological advancements. And that's it from our newsroom. A recap of our top stories before we leave. President Mutharika appoints George Partridge as the governor of the Reserve Bank of Malawi. Donors and development partners commit their support towards the 2026-2027 national budget. And the recent World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland, concludes with a call for public-private collaboration to address global challenges. Keep up to date with our news coverage on our digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You were with me, Ramio Umari. Many thanks for watching, and bye for now.
Sabara ino mu program ya Woman Talk.
Masiku ano azima ife akuti tatayirira makomomo. Chiri chonse ndanaphisi. Anapi.
Even dzovaradzo tikaya dzovaradzo kosari mpara mavanti masokosi hai.
Wanchiro gati mampatsa ndalama.